So hello and welcome back to Mintage Coins and Banknotes, and today we are looking at these coins that are very interesting, and also historically they are very important because these are coins from Napoleon. And I've only got these three coins, although they're not the only important coins, because we do have Republic France, which is also a defining period in world history, but we're going to look at those later on. So these coins are important because they were the formation of, or the nucleus of, the modern society as we see it. So we have all these coins that were during the period in which the old regimes were being supplanted and overtaken with new regimes. So we're talking about the old feudalism, in which, well, a lot of people had to actually just stay where they were, live on their land. A very few rich people owned everything, and also the life expectancy was quite low, and the majority of the population lived in poverty. So during this period, they tried to, or at least the French were the people under Napoleon who really spearheaded this, tried to lead reforms to make society a lot more equal, to get rid of the aristocracy and to allow people the chance to actually start to have a voice in the actual government. So he implemented stuff like the civil codes, which were a amalgamation of all the actual laws that were in place, or even new laws classed as civil law, which a lot of European countries use. In Australia, we use common law, which is mainly just judicial, has some legislative oversight, so the government does make some laws, but it's mostly through legal precedents. But I'm not a lawyer, so don't take my word for that. Anyway, so in this time period, they also issued a decimal currency. Now, was this the first decimal currency issued? No, a lot of people actually think that the United States was the first decimal currency issued, but the Papal States had been using a decimal currency since the 1500s, so really this is not the first legal decimal currency that was issued. The franc was one of the most important because it was one of the first of a large empire. So at this time, the United Kingdom didn't decimalize in 1971. Spain, I believe, was it 1860? Ooh, Germany, not to 1875. No, or Austria, I think 1890. No, 18. Oh, I can't remember. It's just too much. But they issued the franc. So the franc is a silver coin of 4.5 grams of silver. So this is pretty much 90%. All of these coins should be 90%. Oh, Napoleon, I am Napoleon. I come to overthrow your kingdom. Although I am now emperor, but sometimes I am empress. I like my dress. So this is a 1 franc, and it is 5 grams of 90%. So 10% is half a gram, so this is 4.5 grams. And then we have the 2 franc. And these were first issued in 1903. So I've got one here dated 1908. I've got another one here dated 2012, which is 1903. And it is just year 12. And this one has 12 to represent the 12 years since the French Revolution. So on this side we have Republic Française, so they still considered a republic for all that time period, even though initially Napoleon was Premier Consul Bonaparte, and then in 1903 he took the title of Emperor Napoleon. And these coins show different portraits of him, and he has quite a protruding chin, and also his nose is very distinctive. Now this one, Frankie, is the fourth coin that was issued with the fourth design, and there was no change in the metal or the actual size of the coin. It's just the design that changed. So this is the 1807 to 1808 coin, and this one we have Napoleon, designed by Pierre Joseph Thiolier, and he done both sides. And on the other side, we just have the denomination in the center, which is scratched off, just the country name, and the date and the mint mark. So the mint mark's really important. This is BB for Strasbourg, and at the time there's actually quite a few mint marks that you can actually find on Numister. And also on this side we have the mint master. So this one looks like a plant, and that stands for Jean Georges Dubies, who was mint master of Strasbourg from 1804 to 1825. So he stayed on even after Napoleon was overthrown in 1814. Didn't you just say 19? Okay, this coin here has a mintage of 2,125,766, and in this condition you're probably paying, I'm not going to really say. The bullion value is $17.20 on the 29th to 12.25. That's going to change definitely, but really you're not going to pay less than 50 Australian dollars, or probably about 30 euros for one of these coins. If you look at the side, you can see it has Dieu Protégé la France, so God protect France, and that is also on the actual 2 franc coin as well. Protégé Dieu, so God. And this one also has the same design by the same designer. Now with the 2 franc, there's 2 versions of the Anno 12, and then this side, so this is the back of the coin, is the same, and on the actual front of the coin we have Premier Consul, and on the other version he has Emperor. So the Premier Consul is quite common, and this has the I mint mark, which is Limoges, and it used to be the capital of the province of Limousin, which is the name that we get for the car. And Limousin is derived from one of the Celtic tribes. So anyway, so this coin here, being the more common, has a mintage 101,580, and the highest for this design is the Paris Mint with 187,000. So really none of these coins are actually quite common. Most of them are in the thousands, and majority of them are in the tens of thousands. Like we have Strasbourg, we have only 1,965 minted. So really, this coin you're not going to get for less than $100, even though the bullion value for this coin is about $34 on the 29th of December. These are divorced from bullion value, so you're not going to get these for bullion value. You're going to get them for numismatic value. Means that as it commands a higher price than the actual bullion value, unlike coins like this German 10 Deutschmark, which pretty much just sells for bullion. Okay, so then we have other coins. So these were issued in Italy. So this one was issued for Lucca and Piedmont. This is a 1 franc because they adopted the franc, and most of the time they just use French coins in circulation, but they did issue some of their own coins, and this one's in pretty good condition. So this one is probably very good, and this one I would say is fine condition. It has Felici, and also there are only a few denominations issued under her. So we've got the 3 centimeters, 5 centimeters, the 1 and the 5 franc. The 5 franc is actually very hard to get, And there was a SA, so a specimen of 1 centimeter in 10. There's also an SA of 2 soldi, so that's a pre-decimal currency. And before and afterwards, this place went back to a pre-decimal currency, which is the same as a pound. So it was 1 pound equals 2 shillings, or 1 lira equals 20 soldi, not 2 shillings, 20 shillings, 20 soldi of 12 denarii, so 12 pennies. So pretty much the same system, and that's where the English got it from. They got it from the mainland pre-decimal currency. So this one was minted 1805 to 1808, and it's also 90% silver and 5 grams, so the same as the French franc. Now there are no mintage figures for this coin, but in this condition you'll probably be paying at least $150 for it. So really pretty expensive. You can see the reading on the side. It's crossed like the current Japanese 500 yen coin, and it's a bit different than the actual French coin, which only had lettering. So that's that coin. And the last one we have is from the Italian Republic, established by Napoleon. So this actually covered the former duchies of Milan, Mantua, Modena, some of Venice, so the Republic of Venice, some of the Papal States, Movada, as well as Ragosa, which is on the coast, so it's not on the mainland, and also took over from the Italian Republic, which was established beforehand. And this was disestablished in 1813, 1814. Paris Treaty done that, and they used the Italian lira. So this is the Italian lira, but it had the same specifications as the French lira, French franc, whatever, French franc. Okay, and these are both 10 grams of 90% silver, but this one had 8 different coat of arms, and it was also in Italian. So there was only 3 mints that minted these. We had the M for Milan, we have the B for Bologna, and V for Venice. So it seems like half of them were minted in Milan. Bologna didn't issue that many, and Venice seems to be the second highest. This coin is a 1810M, so for Milan, and Milan was the only mint that actually minted this year, and this had a mintage of 364,878, and in this condition you're probably paying no less than $100 again. I would say probably a little bit more, and that's just for this poor grade, which is I would say very good. It's pretty low. So we have Napoleon, Imperator et Brie, and that stands for Napoleon, Emperor and King. So Re's Rex, King of the Rex. And then we have the mint mark, the mint master, and also the actual mint. And on this side we have just the Kingdom of Italy and 2 lira. And the engraver was Luigi Manfredini. Okay, so the coat of arms actually incorporates different aspects of the provinces that they took in. So this part here represents the Papal States, so it's just the 2 keys of the Papal States with the Papal hat. Here we have the Duchy of Modena, so the eagle. In the center we have the top, and the bottom we have a serpent, and that represents the Duchy of Milan. Here we have the line of St. Mark to represent Venice, and down below we have the Bologna arms which is just a white cross on a red flag, so like the English flag. And in the center we have a 6-pointed crown, and it represents Lombardy. So that's the provinces that preceded the actual kingdom of Italy. And as you can see, it has different aspects as well. And here we have the Italian crown. So this is just some aspects of coinage that was issued during the time period. So France did try to reform the actual coinage as well, and it never diluted the quality of the coins. So even up to 1871, these are actually high quality coins, although they did reduce the silver content from 90% to 83.5, but they kept the specifications pretty much the same, and they changed the actual way they minted these. So these are actually high quality mints, more in line with modern minting processes than these ones. These ones are more like that one's probably quite similar, but the technology is a lot more primitive than what they would have had in the 1870s. So anyway, I hope this helps you with your French and Italian coinage. This is a pretty complex period, you know, and also ushered in the current period that we see, although that's starting to break down. Feudalism is starting to creep back in now, in which your top 10 or 1% are actually starting to accumulate all the wealth, and the majority of the population is starting to slip into poverty. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin banknote collecting time, and take care.